So I just got up from a nap. They say, what about Snoop? What about Willie D? Here go my response. God bless y'all.
Where my no limit soldiers at? Free sheet murder.
You bring on a child, you're gonna make the news. You can upgrade your career. Simple as that.
That doesn't resonate very well with me, Corey. I mean, I got to be honest with you.
I know that don't have to resonate. You're probably not gonna believe my story, but my story is my story.
Right. Now, let me ask you this.
There were a couple of witnesses who identified you as the shooter.
So what about those witnesses?
They were just making stuff up, 15 minutes of fame. That night of the shoot, nobody mentioned my name at all.
Right.
All these people know me, they know my face.
Right.
Know who I am. If that would have been me, I shot this dude. They'd have told them people as soon as they walked in the door that I did.
What did you bring with you, and what is it saying?
So this is the paperwork of the courts, the appellate courts of the 24th Judicial District Court. So this tells everything that happened in there. I was trying to get Wango's one too, but when I went on there, I couldn't pull it. I have to go back in. But we were in New Orleans. I had all of this stuff in the box. But the stuff I wanted to show you more and to read, because they always ask me about the witnesses, and I know you even asked me one time. So the first one being Peanut, being Darnell Jordan. So I just read, I'll leave this with you and you read on your own time, but I'm going to just read a few. So it says, Darnell Jordan testified a few minutes after the shooting that he told Detective Kevin Nichols of the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office that the shooter was C. Murder. He explained that he knew and trusted Detective Nichols, who worked as a detail officer for the club. He further testified that he had no doubt that the defendant shot the victim. However, he admitted at times during the investigation that he denied who the shooter was because he was scared for his life. He feared retaliation from the defendant and his clique. The Wango Wayne Cobbins agreed to the witness tampering, and he went in there and threatened him while he was scared at times. Darnell testified that he later received a phone call from one of the club owners and was told something that caused him to concern for his life. Because he was afraid of the defendant, he called Detective Nichols on January 17, 2002, met with Nichols, Donald Clogger, and Lieutenant Thurman and told them that the defendant was the shooter. He identified him in a photographic lineup as the person who killed Steve Thomas, and later explained that he was testifying because the victim's father lost a son and it was the right thing to do. So just for those that say he ain't say what happened, he told immediately what happened the night of the shooting.
And who was, you said Peanut?
Yeah, Darnell Jordan.
And who was that?
That was the bouncer.
Okay.
The other one was Kenneth Jordan, and he had got a young girl pregnant, and what happened with him, I think they ended up killing the baby or something. And then when that happened, he said he knew how it felt to lose a child. So even though he was a pedophile, he called and was like, he want to say what happened that night and what went on with C. Murder. So when they later changed it, this stuff is in black and white. Ain't nobody make them change that. They call on their own accords of calling the police station on different times, asking for protection. So just so you know.
Okay. I want to ask you something. So let's talk about some of I saw in the comments.
I got evidence over here. They never wanted to even give me a hearing to hear the two witnesses that recanted. They just say, "Oh, we don't believe they trustworthy," but they were trustworthy for you to convict me. But they ain't trustworthy now when they come forward and do a legal affidavit. Normally, anytime that happens, they give you a hearing, so you could come and they could judge and fill you out. That's required that they give you a hearing for any recantation. But they still ain't never did it for me at all. So that's what it is. They've been blackballed. They know that any judge that grant anything for me down there in JP, they know it's over with for them, like they did Sassoon, you heard me? So they spooked out, bro. So I'm suffering on this end because I can't get no justice, no kind of way. They scared to give me justice. Even the ones that won't do it, they can't do it. So they're going to take the big people to come down here and handle business.
Do it. Didn't he do it? They always say it's so much controversy, big brother, I don't know what to believe. Well, I know what to believe. It's the facts. I wasn't at the first trial, but I heard about the girl who urinated on the stand because she was scared. She was one of the ones who actually saw him pull the trigger too. But she got on the stand and say she didn't and that someone told her to say that. And then later, with tears in her eyes, she caught my daddy in the hallway and apologized and said she was scared. And my daddy, being the real one that he is, didn't even get mad. Told her that he understand, gave her a hug. And this is during tears at the first trial. So anybody that was there can attest to that, of course, except for his people, because they're going to have an opposite story. But what I'm telling you is facts. As far as the second trial, I was there and I heard everything. And it wasn't the witness's testimony that got him locked up alone. So for everyone out there that believes that narrative, I have some true hard facts for you.
He seen C with a gun.
He sucked C with a gun. Yeah, but he ain't supposed to do that. He ain't supposed to do that. Why he done it? I don't know. I wasn't at the table with him, because I ain't never gone to the table with them bitches.
Right, so is there a reason why they picked him up? Was he like a suspect too?
Wayne, fuck, that's Wayne though.
Yeah.
That's Wayne though. He under the flag. He a killer. He was into all kind of shit. So the people was on him already. They was already on Wayne. They was picking Wayne up for some old shit. They was picking him up for some old shit. Yeah. He want rest in peace, Wayne, man.
Right. So did he? So after that situation happened, and he told him that he seen C with a gun.
He couldn't come back to the hood.
He couldn't come back to the hood.
Nah, not under the sun. Probably under the Dolphins.
And P name in there too.
See what happened was, yeah, because he, about the witness thing. Yeah, about the witness.
Okay, and P allegedly told somebody to talk to the witness, basically.
No. See what happened was, Wayne said C was trying to pay him to kill the witness.
Right.
Yeah, which is, P was trying to pay him to kill the witness.
Right. And yeah, that's okay, because I believe I read something along those lines.
Yeah.
He said that P was like, yeah, talk to the witness.
Well, holler at the witness. But that would mean but he really was telling me Wayne said that in his own words.
And what was Master P's response to this accusation?
Which everybody else can change. But when you go to the club and you convicted of a crime that somebody else committed because you with the wrong people, and then the people that switch you call them the cut boys, that's who taking care of your business while you locked up, they on the streets, and they all turned on you, and you say nothing about it, you never made a record about them, you never wrote a book about them, turning on you. I mean, how is that real? How is that true? Because that's your word, true. They turned on you, bro. You could have been home with your family 18 years ago. I mean, how long Monica been knowing Kim Kardashian? You done did a hunger strike, everything, bro.
So the famous next question is, what about Juan Flowers? What about the guy who confessed it to doing the killing? What about that, big homie?
Why? Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about this. How long have you and Corey been friends?
Since like 1999.
And I understand that you confessed to being a part of the shooting?
Yes, I tried to confess to being the shooter.
That you were already in prison when you decided to come forward and confess?
Yes, I already had a life sentence.
So now that we have you here, can you set the record straight? Were you the one that killed this victim in this case?
No, I was not.
So why did you lie about doing it?
Derail the trial.
How do I know you're not trying to derail my investigation? Why should I believe what you're saying now?
It's the real on what happened that night.
And truth of the matter is Juan Flowers was already serving a life sentence. So Louisiana DA says, okay, we will accept your guilty plea of killing this teen, but we want the death penalty. Then Mr. Juan Flowers came back and said, oh, I lied. I was just trying to get him off. This is what they paid me to do. So you understand? This is See Murder Friends. So the $1 million question is now, what's next? What's next?
You see, you can say as loud as you want, I know God. But the question will be, does he know you? And again, you can fool people, you can fool me, you can fool people in LA. It's easy, but you can't fool God. And he will be the one to decide in the end.